Well, let's see where I left off. I was supposed to be doing a post every day this week. It didn't work out that way. Sadly, but happily, while I was in dialysis on Wednesday, my heart stopped and I stopped breathing, but I did not stop fighting to come back. I was not ready to go. I worked my hardest, and by the grace of God, He lifted me up and He put me back in my body, and I was able to make it. And that happened about 9:45 in the morning. Well, later on that day, after I was feeling better and everything, they gave me, medications and everything for my heart. They did a little CPR on me, and my chest is bruised for the whole week from all of what, and those are my scars from where I've had different catheters and in my neck, and that's where I was trached, and then that's where the catheters they went up and then down into my heart, and I have many, many more. But I I ended up having another episode while we were at church doing Christmas fellowship, and I'm very happy to see that my church family pulled together along with my sister and my regular family. They pulled together to save my life. They did CPR on me, and they got the ambulance. They finally got there. They were lost. They were given so many different directions on how to get to where we were. It seemed like it took forever for them to get there, but they finally made it. They took me into the they took me on to the hospital, and this is the first time I've ever had my shirt and my bra cut off. I was not ready for that. But working in healthcare, I know it has to happen, and I've had to do it myself a few times, but I never thought that it would be me getting my stuff cut off. At least not at this age. Maybe in another 30 or 40 years, but not right now. But I'm really glad that my parents were there, and they stayed with me even while I went to the hospital. My mom rode in the ambulance with me, and they ran a bunch of blood tests on me. They found a few abnormalities, but nothing that they felt like they had to just keep me. So they monitored me for a while, and then they let me go about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the next day, it was time for me to go back to dialysis again. And I started having seizure-like episodes while I was trying to explain to the nurse what had went on that Wednesday when he wasn't there. And I started having a hard time breathing, but I didn't feel like I was having a hard time breathing. But the way I looked, it looked like I was having a hard time breathing. Oh, that dead skin is bugging me. Excuse me. Anyway, so I started shaking, and which I had been doing all weekend, but it stopped by Sunday night. But it was doing it again, and I was shaking, and I was stopped breathing, and I was just fighting for my life. So they ended up taking me off of dialysis and taking me into the hospital, where they thought they were going to keep me again. But again, they ran the test, and the test didn't show any sufficient reason for them to keep me, which is fine, because I didn't want to spend another Christmas there, because this is around the same time that I got put on the ventilator and I was in a coma 3 years ago with COVID. and I didn't want to mess up another Christmas again. And so I was fighting my best to go home, maybe after Christmas, but I wanted to go home, and I definitely didn't want to start off the new year. Yeah, my lips, they got cracked from how I was looking when I was dying, which my tech said that I was like, but on the inside I was screaming, I'm still there, I'm still there. It kind of reminded me of The Sunken Place, and I'm still yelling, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And then I see that they pull around the crash cart and everything, and they get ready to to see if they needed to synchronize my heart, but it wasn't reading the my pulse and sats. My pulse was 0, and my blood pressure was 33/0, which means it was 0. It wasn't doing anything, and I was stiff to the touch. They said they couldn't move me or anything out of position, and all I remember was I was just like trying to swim my way back up through my eyes without them, because they said they said that my pupils were dilated and fixed, and that's scary. That's real scary. And then for it to happen again, just 2 days later, it was real scary. And then I had to go to dialysis again today, but I asked them not to pull too much off of me. And my doctor, he changed my medicines, so I'm back on some of the medicines that I was on before, when this was it kind of seemed like it was under control. I wasn't having quite so many episodes, because I've had like 6 episodes since my doctor changed my medicine, and I asked her to change me back, but she didn't want to overload me with too many medications, which I understood. But if I had known the difference that it would have made, I would have told her to keep me on what I'm on, and I'll just deal with the pain, because I have neuropathy in my feet and legs and arms and hands, and my feet are still kind of paralyzed. So are my hands. I don't have any feeling, no feeling in this hand. Of course, I had a situation where the hospital cut all the nerves in this hand, and there's my dialysis, my second form of dialysis. This is the first form of dialysis that I had, that I ended up with a big old blood clot here, and if you would like to look it up, I ended up with a saddlebag PE in my heart and covering my lungs. So basically I had a blood clot about the size of my fist, about this big, in my heart, and you could just barely see the blood eking around the blood clot. And then my lungs, they were just covered in blood clots, like somebody was holding on to me like this with the blood clots, and the doctors don't know how I survived that. So I've gone through three challenges, and the doctors don't know how I've survived, and I can only say that it's by the grace of God and by the prayer of my family and friends, and I appreciate them, and I thank them for giving me everything that they have. And I'm very, very glad that my parents can take care of me, even though they're older in age and they don't have a whole lot to give, but they have a whole lot of love and a whole lot of caring. Like my dad, he's been taking me to dialysis since I can't drive, especially with this new drug. I have to get used to it. And so he's been driving me, and I have to be there by 5:15 in the morning. So that's just letting you know how early and how dedicated my dad is to taking me to dialysis, which I'm very, very glad that he is willing to do. And I hope that I can get back to full health, because right now I'm considered totally disabled. I can't work even if I wanted to, and I do want to. I've been studying, trying to get my sleep study, so maybe I could work in an office part-time. I know I can't stand long, and I know I can't sit long.
Please, listen to me. I need help.
I hate being immobile when I was so active before this happened. Being a respiratory therapist, you got to be on your feet and on your P's and Q's. The good thing about this illness that I'm going through, I am able to understand what all is happening to me for the most part, and I know how to handle the respiratory part of what's going on with me. And I'm lucky enough to have a sister that is an RN, has her master's, and she knows her shit. That's the truth of it. Trust her with everything. I trust my family and my friends. I trust them with my life, because literally my life has been in their hands several times, and they have proven to me that they take care of me and that they have my best interest at heart. Well, now that I've given you the catch up, oh yeah, and I totally am still going to cut my hair. I'm still going to cut it. I thought my cousin would cut it for me today, but I can't get in touch with him. But I do want to cut it and color it, since my chance with death these few times, the dance with death, I want to do something that I've never done before. I want to dye my hair some crazy color, and I want to cut it shorter than I've ever had it cut. I just want to do something different. I want to get my nose pierced. I know my dad doesn't want that, and my mom doesn't, but what can they say if I get it done and they're not around, right? I'm a grown lady. I can do what I want to do, right? No, but I am going to get it pierced. And one of my sisters is going to go with me. That or my best friend. But I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get my hair lopped off and done real cute. I can't wait. This thin thing from me being sick, this is what's grown back over the 3 years. And usually it would have been grown back way longer than this, but it had to start off kind of like at the root, like the hairs broke off at the follicle, so it's had to grow back from that far, which it did good. But now I'm ready for a change. I'm tired of wearing ponytails, and I'm tired of wearing the same things over and over again and never getting dressed up and never doing anything fun. I'm really tired of that. I want to get out and do things. I know I can only go so far and do so much because of the dialysis, but I still want to go, and I still want to do. I'm still human. I'm still grown. I'm still a woman. I want to do it. But anyways, let's get to what you're really here for. And that is my Christmas book.
Marianne, your husband is here.
What in the world did I do with that book?
You hypnotized her. She's in a trance. Marianne!
Christmas book. Where are you? Oh, here it is. Found it. Found her. Here she is. I've only gotten a little bit through. I'm through the first chapter, and so far it's still all about her and her work, and her friends are trying to get her to go to a party, a Christmas party, but she doesn't want to go to the Christmas party because she wants to make partner, and she wants to do all this extra stuff, but we're gonna get it. This is gonna be for sure my last physical book of the year, and then I'm going to introduce you to my new way of doing my book updates and stuff like that to keep up with it, because I realized I wasn't doing a good job and my stuff was all over the place. I could not find all the books where I had wrote down different things, because I wrote them down in different books and stuff like that, because I didn't know what book that I wanted and all this kind of stuff. So we're just gonna scrap that like it never happened. And all those books I read, I recommend them. I recommend every book that I read for one reason or another. But this is gonna be my last physical book for the year, and these are going to be the first physical books that I'm going to read for the year. I may try to make it into a 24-hour readathon where I read several books, but these will be the main books that I'm going to read. And the first one is, then there are two classics, Mahogany. They're both about beauty standards, but this is Mahogany with, as you can see, Diana Ross as the main character. And here's the back cover of it. And it was a play, and it was also a movie, and I would like to watch the full movie because I haven't watched the full movie, but I'm going to do that. And here's what it says on the back: keep on trucking. She was hustling to make it big on the rocky road from rags to riches. Her motto was keep on trucking. Tracy Chambers, she had it all: glamour, toughness, and ambition. Swivel hip hop, straight sweet voice, and high spirited. She was torn between two worlds and two men. Sean McAvoy, world famous jet setter, fashion photographer, and aging god Pan, who renamed Tracy and flew her to Rome to make her rich and famous. Brian Walker, a young black activist fighting for black rights, a handsome ghetto dude who could light up Tracy like a pinball machine. He was hanging tough. Mahogany, the tempestuous novel of a passionate woman who swore she'd get out and never look back. Beautiful. And then that's the back pictures of the book. It's only 175 pages, so shouldn't take long to read. And then the next one we have, which I know everybody knows about, Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's. I just had to have the cover with her on it. I needed the cover with these two iconic women on the covers of these books, because to me it makes it just seem more fancy when I'm reading them. It's like I need to go to high tea and read this. And let's see what it says on the back, which this also was a movie. She's Holly Golightly, the baddest little good girl you've ever seen. She's Holly Golightly, wild and wonderful and wacky. And you'll meet her in the hilarious novel on which the new Paramount picture is based. See, I wanted it because I wanted to have the iconic pictures. You know, I found one that was really, really cute, and I did get it because I thought it was real cute. And I was like, I didn't think I would ever find one that actually had her picture on it. And the other ones that had like Breakfast with Tiffany, and if it did have her picture on it, it had several stories. I didn't want several stories. I wanted just these stories. I just wanted the story of her. Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's all I wanted. And I just wanted the story of her. Mahogany. That's all I wanted. But anyways, I don't want to keep you guys. I just wanted to give you a heads up of what was going on and that I didn't get to read my book like I wanted to. But I am going to read tonight and see how much I can get done before next week. But at least I still have a week to get it read before the end of the year. Wish me luck.